With me on the side is none other than Makerere University Law Don from the School of Law, and that is Dr. Kakungulu Mayambala. And the issue at hand is the numerical strength of the opposition versus that of the ruling NRM in Parliament. Of course, you will understand in the 9th Parliament, the opposition has been having about 46 MPs against the 275 NRM MPs in the House. But as things play out, just results that came out from the just concluded parliamentary elections indicate that the opposition lost its numerical strength by 5 MPs, increasing the number of the ruling NRM MPs in Parliament by 5. Now, the NRM has about 280 MPs. Now, Doctor, this is the subject matter at hand that we are going to be brainstorming with you.
Yes.
How did you look at that? The opposition now having 36 MPs against the 280 MPs of the ruling NRM in the 10th Parliament.
To me, what matters for the opposition and even the NRM or the independent MPs will not be mainly the issue of numbers, because certainly the opposition is disadvantaged when it comes to numbers, because the NRM, even if the opposition was to increase their numbers, the NRM would always would most likely have the bigger numbers if a contentious matter needs to be voted on. But the quality of the debate which will be coming from the opposition is what will matter, because as the parliament starts, you'll find that the parliament will be swayed by a couple of MPs who will choose to be very vocal and vibrant. But also in terms of when the NRM MPs, for example, don't turn up for the debates, the level of absenteeism, if it passes, you'll find that the few opposition MPs can be able to still have the agenda and to move parliament, depending on how they articulate issues.
The opposition are almost losing many of its creams, because now you're talking about people like Cassiano Wadri, you're talking about people like Geoffrey Kanya, you're talking about people like Odongoto, who have not come, you're talking about people like Elijah Okupa, who not made it back to the 10th Parliament, and many others that fall. These have been some of the cream legislators on the opposition side. Don't you see that this is going to be a major blow to the opposition in terms of effective performance on the floor of Parliament, despite of the fact that the previous opposition leader, Ogenga Latigo, managed to bounce back in Parliament?
It will be determined by the course of action which the new legislators from the opposition will take, because in the past we have had new first-term MPs performing exceedingly well, and so it's possible for the newcomers to still put up a good show, and we shall not be able to ascertain that until they come up, the parliament, the 10th Parliament starts work. But even in the opposition, there are still some firebrand MPs whom I think can still work and put up brilliant shows. We still have the Meda Diruvega Segonas, Davudu Katuntus, Matthias Impuga, and many others who can still articulate issues for the opposition. And I know even among the new ones, they will want to shine, and they will fill up the vacuum which has been left by those long-serving MPs who have since lost their seats.
People like the Attorney General, Frederick Ruhindi, people like Dr. Chris Paskionga, people like Kahindo Tafire, and many others who failed to bounce back. Do you look at it as something that is also likely to affect their performance?
Not very likely, because with the NRM, because of their numerical strength, they have many MPs who are able to still articulate issues, that of messages, and although in the legislative, they can still articulate issues. And the other strength they have is that because they are the government is behind them, they are the ones who are in power, they can be able to hire people to to get expertise outside. And then more importantly, you find that most of the side of the government side, they are not really a side which is swayed or convinced by like issues of argumentation or issues of rhetoric. What they do usually is building consensus within the NRM caucus.
Don't you see Parliament partly losing that quality debate on the floor of Parliament?
When you have a parliament of about 420 MPs, that's already too big enough. So what's going to happen is that those few MPs who will be able to be very articulate will tend to overshadow the rest. And that's likely to happen more on the opposition side, because on the opposition side, there is a lot of freedom on the side of the MPs in terms of what you can say, what you can do, because the chief whip on the opposition side is really the repercussions are not very stringent. But when it comes to the side of the NRM, it's a bit difficult for their MPs in terms of the party caucus, because once the chief whip or a few members have been chosen to say something, I think that even in the new MPs, we are going to see those who will jump on the opportunity. Because the other thing also which you need to know about the MPs and how they perform in Parliament is that their performance is shaped from the constituency from which they are coming. If you are an MP for an urban constituency, let us say Kampala Central, you have to be very vibrant.
That kind of yardstick is likely to water down. Yeah. Because you are not voting a quality legislator, a person who's clean upstairs. You are voting someone basing on a community petty things.
Unfortunately, that's the kind of set we have, and that's we are still at that stage, because even these MPs who have lost, I can tell you that you being an MP and you are from a rural constituency and you are just here in Kampala doing good debates and you are not minding so much about the constituency business, the people in the rural constituencies, most of them are not so eager to see you on TV or on Parliament doing good deliberations. They want to see you with them all the time. So, and that's how they end up getting most of those kinds of MPs. So it is still a challenge.
When you look at the incoming 10th Parliament, we are talking about 150 new faces coming on board. Yeah. Are you seeing these as potato growers, or you're seeing people who have the substance given the locality where they are coming from?
The MP, if they have a bachelor's degree, or if they are even with A level, if they choose to be articulate, they can be really very articulate. And you know, the 10th Parliament is coming at really the right time, because if you are an MP and you choose to be there for your people, to speak out for them, you can survive. Nwagaba survived, Sereko survived, Sechikubo survived, you can survive. So it depends on your constituency. On the other hand, if you decide to play it safe and be in the good books with the NRM, you don't want to oppose any government policy, even if it's hindering your people, then still you see how to survive that way. But then for the opposition, you have to be there, because a person like the Honorable Munyagwa, you see, he was promising people, I would be there to fight for you as I've always fought for you, and that's how he got his votes. So I see him continuing with more of the street battles.
Thank you, Dr. Kakungulu Mayambala, for joining us on this interactive news segment. Thank you very much.